edition of Inside Sports. I'm Sean Qualshin, Nick Dietz. Let's get right to it. Nick, NFL, what happened to the Ravens last week?
Ravens last week lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars 12-7, simply for one reason: inconsistent offense. As we've seen in the past, they didn't get a first down to the second half. First 7 drives, 6 punts, and a lost fumble. And really, the only thing that's saving them is an awful Jacksonville offense, which was basically the kicker, Josh Scobie.
Josh Scobie, MVP of the game. 4 field goals, counted all 12 points, 3 of those field goals, plus 50 yards.
Ridiculous. He had a great game.
What a leg.
Ravens couldn't score. Scored their touchdown with less than 2 minutes left.
Joe Flacco, his offense didn't get a first down until
with
the third quarter.
The Ravens defense causing Maurice Jones-Drew to fumble 3 times, once on the 1 yard line, and keeping
them in the game. They kept you give up 12 points.
They had a
That's
rookie
not a
quarterback. The Ravens defense had it all lined up, only gave up 12 points. Ravens offense
Blaine
blew it.
Gabbert threw for 93 yards. I mean, it was just a bad game.
They need a more consistent offense, and they need to run Ray Rice a lot more. They only ran him not enough at all.
We'll see how they turn it around
in
the future. Well, you don't want them to.
I don't want them to. I mean, now Jacksonville.
Thank you.
Anyways, over to some previews. We got 2
big matchups this week.
2 games of the week. The first one, Cowboys-Eagles.
Cowboys-Eagles, huge divisional game. I like the Eagles here. I think Michael Vick knows what to do. He gets it done. Eagles win, and they get back on track. And I think there's slim hope, but I like the Eagles to go to the playoffs. Not go far, but I think they're going to turn their season around.
I think the Cowboys are going to win for the same reasons, except I don't expect the Cowboys to make the playoffs or turn it around. I just think that the Cowboys think that they can make the playoffs. I don't like them better at all. I wish the Eagles were better than they were, but they're not.
We'll see. I mean, they've been playing a little bit better, so we'll see. I like the Eagles, though, in this game.
All right,
but
we'll see how it is. It should be a good game, though.
Yeah, it should be.
Over to
the biggest game of the week, your Steelers versus the Patriots. Who do you like?
Are you sure it's not 49ers and Browns?
That's what I thought. That's my biggest game of the week.
Pretty embarrassing for the Browns. Anyways, hey, he's not too bad. Anyway, so Steelers-Pats at Heinz Field, and like I said to Sean before, that I think is the difference. I think it's 50-50. I'm afraid of the Pats. I'm going to admit it. Their offense is explosive as ever. Wes Welker, I don't like what
51 receptions on the season, yeah.
Yeah, so, I think you were pointing out some, Steelers defense is a little better with a better secondary. And Ben and Mike Wallace, have been exceptional the last few weeks. They've really gotten the pass attack going. So I think at Heinz Field, it's 50-50, but the Steelers looking a little better than they started out. So
I agree. I like the Steelers in this one just because both teams' run game is subpar. Ben Jarvis Greenhouse is nothing special. Mendenhall's not having a good season.
Very consistent.
And the thing is, the Pats' defense gives up a lot of yards. Chad Henne threw for over 400 yards against them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting more experience, but Ben Roethlisberger can throw the ball, and he's got the weapons to throw it to.
And they haven't really played a great defense yet. They played the Jets, but the Jets did not play like they were supposed to play. So if Steelers' defense plays well, I think Pats are in a little bit of trouble, but it should be a good game.
I completely agree. It should be a good game. It's the game of the watch of the week at Heinz Field.
4 o'clock on Sunday.
Yep, so be sure to tune in.
All right.
But now, switching directions to college football, another game that was at Heinz Field on Wednesday, UConn at Pitt. What a bad game for UConn.
I think there's things you can take back. Johnny McEntee, threw 124 yards. Not impressive.
193 yards.
Sorry, 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. And McCombs, 25 rushes for 124 yards.
The offense seems to be doing what it has to be doing. They're getting in the group. But the defense gave up 419 yards passing.
And a rushing touchdown to the same quarterback, Tino Sinceri.
Yeah. But the thing is, that's UConn's 3rd game where a quarterback's thrown for over 400 yards. In the Western Michigan game, their quarterback almost threw for 500 yards. That's unacceptable, especially when they held South Florida to 150 passing yards. You got to play more consistency. Otherwise, UConn is going.
And even at a loss at Vandy, they had 3 or 4 interceptions and only kept them to 100-something yards. But like you said, inconsistent.
Exactly.
And the offense. Scored 20 points, which probably in most college games isn't going to get you a win either. So I'm not going to put it all on the defense. But 400 yards is like a max for almost. In college, maybe not so, but for a game, you should aim for giving up 400 yards, not just through the air.
Exactly.
And it probably would have been worse if Pitt's running back, the best Big East rusher, Ray Graham, didn't get hurt.
First quarter goes out, knee injury. He's done for the season.
Looks like a torn ACL, MCL, something like that.
Over 900-yard run. Poor guy. I feel bad for him.
I do too. But yeah, so that's without a running game. Pitt dominated.
Now UConn has a home game against Syracuse, but Syracuse that just knocked off number 15 West Virginia. So we'll see what happens. But some other big news with the Big 12, West Virginia and Louisville. Nick, what's going on?
Well, I'm sorry, Big East, but it looks like your football programs, or football in the Big East is probably heading south or north or wherever else. But first, Big 12 invited West Virginia, and it looked like they were all set to go. Yep. And then a senator from Kentucky wanted Louisville to join the Big 12 instead. So now they've postponed West Virginia's bid and now have asked Louisville. So it looks like Louisville's probably going to go to the Big 12. West Virginia's looking to get out. My fear is that leads to Cincy leaving. That leads to,
everybody,
whoever else is left. And then even if you invite Army, Navy, and even if Boise State actually comes to the Big East,
they'll get a better offer.
I think the only option I see is you got to stick UConn's football in another division, maybe the MAC. I don't even know. You got to get invited though. So
yeah, the whole situation now is kind of a sticky situation. We'll see what UConn can do.
It's pretty rough for the Big East, and it's a little upsetting because the basketball balance has now been thrown off. The football balance has now been thrown off, and granted, UConn sports have only been good for like the last decade or so, but still. It's unfortunate as fans, but we'll see how it goes.
And we're out of time, so we'll see how that all unfolds. But for Inside Sports,
I'm Nick Dietz.
I'm Sean Kowalshin.
See you next time.
All right.